I want you to hear me and hear me good. Ginger Daniels, aka ZaZa Ali, is trying to resurface for one reason and one reason only. Because the money situation in her life is looking very grim. She has no choice. Make no mistake, if she had worked something out in some other way, there's no way that she would have returned to YouTube. There's no way that she would have returned and shown her face ever again. But everything that she tried up until this point, it didn't work. So she said, you know what? I got to come back. I got to cry on the video. I got to seem sincere because I have to get what little people that will follow me to give me what little money that they have, because I have no choice. I have no choice. Now listen to me now. Everybody out there, listen to me. If you give this bitch any more money, you are the stupidest person that I've ever known in my life. You just plain fucking stupid. She was caught red-handed. And see, a person, they seem sincere when they start crying and when they start, oh God, I can't believe people dragging my name. Listen, people out here are telling the truth. It's only dragging your name and wrong when it's not the truth. But everything that they have been saying is the truth. Now, with the exception of her being an FBI agent, I can't prove that. No one else really can. That's speculation. Okay. That's a given. But everything else, you were caught red-handed in. Okay? And I noticed when she resurfaced and she was talking for almost 2 hours, she kept bringing up the fact that this is not her track record and people shouldn't have, been so quick to judge because this is out of her character. This is every bit of your character. Embezzlement is dealing with money, stealing money that wasn't yours. Telling lies, manipulating situations, manipulating paperwork to obtain money that isn't yours. And this is the same thing. Messing with people's money that's not yours. Telling them lies, manipulating them into giving you this money for some bullshit retreat trip that never went down. Listen, she never intended on having this trip go down. She needed that money. And see, now that everybody is piecing all of these stories together, these true stories together, now you understand why she needs this money so desperately. Because she owes almost $1 million. You can't tell me that that money is already paid. You can't tell me that that money is paid in full. So on top of having to earn money for your private life, and then having to earn money to pay money back, because any money that she would receive, taxes or anything else, they would take a portion of that, if not all of it. $1 million is nothing to sneeze at. I don't know if anybody can just drop $1 million right now and say, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and pay my debts in full right now because, I got it. Here it is. So I'm pretty sure she's paying that money back. So now people are starting to understand why she's desperate to have any kind of money given to her. Because she wants to keep out of jail, because I'm pretty sure if you don't pay this money back, or you are not abiding by some kind of payment plan, I'm pretty sure something is hanging over her head. Like, okay, you don't want to pay this, then we're just going to lock you up for 10 years. We're going to lock you up for 20 years. So I can understand the desperation. But what I can't understand is the fact that you would take other people's money and lie to them and have them, and then you come on here like you are the victim. You are no victim. The victims are the people that gave you that money out of confidence that you were going to do the right thing with it. You tried to get away, but you were caught. And it's a good thing that you were caught, because listen, if this would have went any further, it would have been worse for Ginger Daniels. There would have been another charge. She ought to be glad that she was caught up. But how long until she gets mixed up in something else that she's going to take too far and they slap the handcuffs on her once again? You think you're going to get out of it this time? You think by some miracle they're just going to let you walk without doing prison time? Your track record proves otherwise, ZaZa Ali. Let me give you some advice. If I were you, I would leave YouTube and I would never return. I would somehow try to get me a legitimate job and just go ahead and just live the rest of your life. Pay back that money, because that money is owed because of a mistake that you made. Okay? You have to pay your debt to society. You didn't learn from that mistake, because if you would have learned from that mistake, you wouldn't be doing the same shit. I've been saying for a long time now that all of these scams and schemes are borderline legal, illegal. And this year, this is the year that the laws are going to stiffen up, okay? They're going to start locking your asses up, man. I'm telling you. And I know you don't believe it now, because all these years, people have been getting by. This year, the laws will stiffen up, and you're going to start seeing people have handcuffs slapped on them. They're going to start owing big fines, and it's going to change all of this bullshit. And I'll be glad. Because even after, even if somebody can say that some of these people, at least some of them, are halfway legitimate, I still haven't seen any kind of change or anything different within our society. These people have been at it for more than 20 years, man. 20 years and millions of dollars being passed around, and nothing has changed. So what does that tell you? These people are in it for themselves. They are in it to win it for themselves. They could care less about you. They only care if you're giving them money. And once you give them the money, then they don't care about you anymore, because they don't need you until the next time they need money. Notice, every day is a begging session of some type, of some kind. Oh, I want to create a movie. Oh, I want to sell some t-shirts. I want to sell some material over here. I want to lecture, and I want you to buy my tickets to my lecture. And but all of this money being passed to these criminals. And I call them criminals because that's exactly what they are. And nothing is changing. They take that money and they pay their personal bills and they put it toward their own lifestyles. And not one dime, not $1 goes toward any change within our society. So what we need to do is stop giving these people money. Let's nip it in the bud now and be determined that we won't ever give them another dime of our money ever again. That will solve the problem. We have been avoiding what needs to be the priority. Number one priority that should be on everybody's minds is to protect life. We have our youth out here that's dying in the streets every single night, every single day. We have our youth that's being kidnapped and raped and Lord knows what these people are doing when they kidnap them. And even the media is starting to back away from covering most of the stories. And yet all we can focus on is giving money to ZaZa Ali, giving money to Tariq Nasheed, giving money to one of these YouTubers that won't do anything to protect life. All that money is being used for themselves and their families. Notice how their lifestyle changed. Yours get worse, theirs get better because you're giving your money to them. Keep your money, ladies and gentlemen. If anything, after all these years, what you should have already learned a long time ago, stop giving your money to these niggas. I'm telling you, they are playing you for fools. I've been warning you about each and every one of these fucking suckers for more than 5 years. You have no type of evidence or proof that these people are being effective within our society. They have done nothing. So let it go. It's time to turn them loose. Be determined that they won't make fools out of you any longer. Be determined that if you give your money to someone or something, or make sure that it's going to count for something. Do your research. Ask questions. We don't ask enough questions. We just listen to these people, and when we do get brave enough to ask questions, they curse us out, they embarrass us. That should tell you something right there. How many times have you heard anybody ask the right questions directed toward Tariq Nasheed? I mean, isn't that kind of odd that people don't ask questions? Now, listen, I'm not talking about the kind of questions that make them look good, that they want to answer. I'm talking about the tough questions like, hey, listen, how come all this money that you have collected, how come things aren't different within our society? You know, millions of dollars later, 20 years later, and nothing is different? Everything is worse than ever? I mean, come on, man. Something is wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. Then you say, well, that's just one man. Listen, we have 100 different YouTubers that's collecting money every single day. That has been collecting money for over a 20-year period, and nothing is different. So don't tell me about there isn't enough people, there isn't enough money, there isn't enough time. They've had plenty of all. They take that money and they use it for themselves. And you see it. They do it right in front of you. These niggas are buying cars and houses and buying pussy and going to the fucking club and splurging right in front of you with your fucking money. And you got a nerve to try and defend them? Jesus Christ. Don't make the same mistake and start giving ZaZa Ali money again. Because this is the reason why she has resurfaced, because she has no choice. She has no choice. So she's going to lay it on hard and thick, trying to earn that trust back because she wants that money. I wouldn't be surprised if the next couple of weeks she started begging for money. She can't do it right now. She can't do it right now. But she's setting up for another scenario. I can bet you that. She's setting up for yet another scenario. But let me tell you, it's not going to work this time. It's not going to work this time. It's too much that have already went on now. Now, not to say that she wouldn't have a few people here and there give her $5 or $10, because there's a sucker born every fucking day. Okay? But as far as how it used to be, That's done. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to do something different now. It's 2019. We shouldn't still be doing the same thing, making the same mistakes. We are supposed to learn from our mistakes. We are supposed to get better, not worse.